So let me tell you a little bit about June Dillinger. She's an inspirational speaker and life facilitator whose gifts lie in her ability to guide others so that they can live abundantly and be happy. Adopted at birth, she grew up in La Jolla, California, where she was cherished by her parents, a physical therapist who met her physician father when he was being treated for his paraplegia. Even though that family dissolved through divorce and remarriage, through birth and life and death, June's extended and expanded families have enriched her understanding of the dynamics of love. June has been blessed with the ability to see the true inner beauty of the human spirit, despite outer appearances. She moved to Hawaii and has resided in Oahu for over 30 years. Hosting the television show It's All About Love has allowed her to interview a multitude of inspiring thought leaders over the years. As a presenter, she is able to captivate audience with her unique background and inviting message for all ages. Her uplifting message transcends the static of our digital age and rises above the roar of the crowd. Her topics tug on the heartstrings of the human condition by speaking directly to the emotional well-being of her audience members. Her heartfelt stories and wisdom are grounded in the fact that we must face our own connections with each other and with the divine, and most importantly, within ourselves. Self-love is slowly diminishing in our Western culture, and June is on a mission to change that. Her book, The Benefit of the X, teaches us how to remember to let go of the past, and that everything in life, good and bad, is setting us up for our own comeback story.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Who's that lady?
I know. Who is she? Do you know her?
I think so. Some of the time.
June has been teaching self-awareness for this past 5 weeks, and some of us in this room have been recipients of her guidance and love and her wisdom and her joyful presentation. So, June Dillinger, come on up and speak.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize she was going to read my bio like that. I forgot I hadn't even written those words. I sure sound great, don't I? Yeah. Did you hear the topic of the message today is called Why Me, Lord? I asked myself that, why me, Lord? And it's because I discovered through unity in this movement that I am the light of the world. When I first heard that, I thought, is somebody talking to me? And the more I heard it, the more it began to resonate for me, and the more I cried. And the more authentic and more vulnerable I became in my life. The reason why I wanted to share this topic about why me, Lord, is because there are some buzzwords in unity that some people feel a little sting by, myself first. I'm speaking from I. One of them was the word God, because I didn't understand God. The second word was Jesus, because I didn't know who he was. And the third was understanding the word Lord. I never understood what that word really and truly meant. So for today, I'm going to use a couple of different analogies and hope that you can connect these stories together and piece together a work that matches something for you. Have you ever flipped a coin and it lands and either you get the stack of money or you won the game or it's your turn first or you have to go last? There's only two sides to the coin, is that right? As far as we know, at least in our lifetime, there's only two sides to the coin. And even when you flip the coin, the choice becomes made for you. I have spent a little bit of time on social media. I have spent a little bit of time on social media. And for those of you that are not Facebook people, it's okay. For those of you that are not Instagram or YouTube or Twitter, any of those, it's okay. I'm going to tell you a story of something I saw last night on TED, Technology, Education, and Design Talks. A supermodel came onto the stage. She was stunning. She had on a very fitted dress, very short. You could tell she was a rock star supermodel, right? Her dress was short and almost revealing. She said, "Just a moment, please." She kicked off her high heels. She picked up a skirt. It was a wraparound skirt that was below her knee. And she said, "One moment," as she donned a sweater. And then she put on some flats. She said, "I have the benefit of having the jeans that fit an image. And yet in 6 seconds flat, what do you think of me now?" As she was standing there in a wraparound skirt and a sweater and flats, you could not even begin to think that she was a supermodel. She then went on to show images of herself in her regular day wear, soccer wear, and then moments later in a bikini with her hair thrown back, done with makeup in some stealth pose. She shared, if you knew a supermodel, you would know that she hurts just like us. Her name is Cameron Russell, and she is absolutely stunning when she's made up. And she was even more beautiful standing on the stage, telling about her life and the truth behind being a supermodel. The reason why I share this is because I too posted a picture on my Facebook page. I had the opportunity to do a glamour shoot. It was so fun. It was a woman named Sherry Reed. She has an organization called sanctuary.org. And she helps burnt out caregivers. And on a whim, she said, "June, why don't you come to my house?" So she did my hair and my makeup. She said, "No, more mascara, more mascara." And then she took a piece of hot pink material, she wrapped it around me and clothespined it on the back. And then she had me lay down or pose in all of these fabulous poses. And I decided in my mind's eye, I'm going to wait and share it at the most strategic moment while I'm here in Dallas for 6 weeks. And I'm going to change it, I'm going to make it my cover page. Because I have a little ego in the way. Ego also is an awesome acronym for edge God out. I didn't have God in mind at all. All I had was me and my beauty. So I posted it. And I have something like 250 likes. All these fabulous words, gorgeous, beautiful, and all of that. And then I saw this woman's testimony. And I thought to myself, how beautiful, how raw, how authentic is that? I can be both sides of that coin. And then I began to ask, so why me, Lord? Why are you choosing me? Why am I saying yes to this continual nudge? Oh, I need to go to Dallas for 6 weeks. I live in Hawaii. Why on earth are you going to Dallas for 6 weeks? Has been the question. As I ask, why me, Lord? Do you know the metaphysical meaning for Lord? Do you know what metaphysical means? When I first discovered Unity, somebody said, "Oh, it's a metaphysical church." I'm like, what on earth is that? There's no cross. We're not sure we get any Bible over there. I'm like, oh, that might work for me. Until I learned about my own light. I want to share something with you. Just to be clear, meta is the science of being. Physical are the ideas and their expression. Metaphysical. The word Lord from the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, as translated by our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, says, Lord, the activity of the Spirit, the I am as the ruling consciousness. So could Lord be I as in me? Could it be my spiritual activity? The Lord God of Scriptures is Christ. Is Christ not my light and your light? I see the Christ in you. I behold the Christ in you. I see the light in you. I see the love in you. I see all that you are. The creative power is within us. My favorite Bible verse was a bedtime story. It was Psalms 23, the first chapter. You may recognize this. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Can you imagine that? I have to break away for a moment. I shall not want. That's me, my light. It's not going to want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. What if I said, she maketh me lie down in green pastures? If I am Lord, if I am the light. He leadeth me beside still water. Just when you think the water is rough, things change and it becomes still. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. That is the best comfort and reassurance we could possibly ask for if we are willing to look at our own light. Now let's think back 1,000 years or so. Jesus was the King of the Jews. As a king, did you see him wear beautiful garments like the Sadducees or the Pharisees? Man, was he a spectacular human. What an amazing prophet. And he wore everyday clothes. He was his own light. He was the light and the Word of God. So when you flip a coin and you say, why me, God? I think you should know the answer. And it's because you asked the question, why me? Why me, Lord? Something comes over us when we have that statement within. Whether you're questioning the truth within you or the truth within someone else, how are you seeing their light? What's coming up for you? Have you given them space to be that light? This past week I taught self-awareness at Unity of Dallas for 5 weeks actually. And a lot of it was about being willing to look at ourselves and then carefully look at others without judgment. Seeing the light in you and knowing that if I'm in your world, Mike, there's a reason. If I'm in your world, Cece, there's a reason. Ask yourself, what is that reason? Why am I in your world today? What is it about you that I need to be connected to? Could it be, oh no, that's a reminder of my brother. I need to back away from that. Because we all have people like that in our lives, right? They show up as warnings. I recognize that, and I'm going to step away. Learning to do it with grace. And then the second question is when you do see someone, when do you begin to open up and let that filter of who you are show? The one thing about unity is that we get really vulnerable in here. Well, at least I've experienced that. I don't know about you, but I don't know where I've ever been so authentic in my entire life as with unity. There's a safety here. There's a place that allows me to say, I'm okay just as I am. And then there's a place here that says, and so are you. And even though I may not want to hang out with you, you're beautiful just as you are because you're on the journey too. Right? Oh, sometimes that really stings though, because those people keep showing up. And you go like, what? Why me, Lord? Because we still have work to do. My younger brother is one of those people. Whenever he calls, thank goodness for the benefit of the cell phone, I can look at it and say, oh, it's him. And not only that, I don't even have to look at it because I can hear the song that plays when he calls and it says, your brother's on the phone, he's waiting patiently. Your brother's on the phone, he's waiting patiently. And then I have to ask myself, do I have time? Am I in the right zone? Am I in the right headspace? Can I be committed to him in a way that I know he needs support? And can I be committed to myself in a way that I know I need support? And I go through this regularly every time he calls. And when I get on the telephone, I answer and I say, hey Mark, what's going on? And he goes into the regular diatribe most often. And I take a breath and I hold him in prayer. Because he's on this life journey too. It's not all about me. And it's all about me. And it's not all about me. And it's all about me. If my come from is about making love visible, as I say that it is, every single time I come across someone, I'm going to do my very best to be as present as possible with you. Because I know that you're worth it. And I know that so am I. And when you come from the place of knowing that you're worth it no matter what you're wearing, whether it's a stealth dress or a pair of dungarees, you are perfect just as you are. And when you ask that question, why me, Lord? Remember, it is because you asked. You asked to be here on this planet. You walked in the door. You chose to come to Unity of Saxe today to celebrate all of this life. Sometimes we come into this place and we have aches and pains and wah, 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 wah. And sometimes it's good to be with that kind of environment for just a moment or two until we check in with love. And how are we being present to all that is? If you have any trouble with it at all, I'm going to suggest that you consider these 4 questions. It's by a woman named Byron Katie. She is an American born speaker, and she teaches in the method of self-inquiry. These are the 4 questions. They're called the work. Number 1, if you're telling the story wah, 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 ask yourself, is it true? Number 1, is it true? Number 2, can you absolutely know that it's true? I mean, really, can you hear the story in your head? You probably all have one. Oh, it was this, oh, it was that. Can you absolutely know that it's true? Number 3, how do you react? What happens when you live that through? What happens when you live that thought through? And this is my favorite. Are you ready? Number 4, if you remember anything, remember this one. Who would you be without that thought? Who would you be without that thought? What a relief. Who would I be without that thought? Would you not be the I am, the Christ, the light, the Spirit, the true walking essence of love? You would be the perfect soul that you are because that thought would no longer exist. And then you could say again, why me, Lord? Metaphysically, Lord is synonymous with Christ and the indwelling presence of God that is the truth. It is the absolute truth of our identity. Good, orderly, designed. I love that acronym for God. When I couldn't get behind what God was, because honestly I thought God was out there somewhere, maybe like in the clouds. Some big fluffy white-haired guy with billowing stuff sitting on a podium. I didn't know that good orderly design was within me. So flip the coin and ask, why me, Lord? Because all of the answers are within you. The God within you. The dark, one side of the coin. The light, the other side of the coin. You notice the sun just keeps coming up. So ask, use me, Lord. Show me. Show me all I must do and trust the process of your co-creation. Your Lord and God are one. Namaste.
Let's take this in a meditation. And as you close your eyes, place that question in your heart. Why me, Lord? Why me? You may have a thought, a situation, a face, someone in your life. Present around that question. Hold it in your heart now as you breathe deeply. And if you've asked that question with trepidation and dread, sorrow or fear, just hold it, just be there. Knowing that your brothers and sisters here in the room hold that with you. And if you're asking that question with power and strength, why me, Lord, knowing that you are called to another expression, called into expansion, know too that your brothers and sisters here with you hold that space for you too. Let's breathe in together and exhale. And just settle in, knowing that the answers to all the questions are right here, right now, waiting for you to let them unfold, to hear them fully. Continue to hold that situation, that person that may have shown up. Hold that in your heart. And as you continue to breathe, surround that situation, that face, that person in love, in care. Surround it with strength and power. That may look like a white light, or the pink bubble that Vicki taught us. May be purple, color of power. Surround it now. And let it be transformed. Continue to breathe. continue to ask, why me, Lord? Knowing that the answers come from within you. Knowing that the power and strength, the resources to handle that situation, to step forward into that expression, come from within you. And as you keep surrounding that situation, that person, repeat in your heart of hearts, I am the light. I am the light. I am the power and strength. And truth with a capital T resides within me. Continue to breathe. As you surround that circumstance, continue to sit in your seat of power. For you have been given dominion over all things. Dominion and power over all things. Dominion and power over all things. All things. I am the light. Continue to repeat it in your heart of hearts. I am the light. I am the light. The light. I am. I am that I am, says the Lord. Take a deep breath in together, breathing in life, love, power, wisdom. Exhale. Just relax into that power and light, knowing it is yours at all times, in all situations. 7 days a week. 24 hours. (24/7). This is who you are. Let's just be here in the silence for the moment. take another long, slow, deep breath. Preparing ourselves to return to the room. Now I'd like you to repeat aloud. I have, out loud, I have dominion and power over all things. I have dominion and power over all things.